Fanatical Massholes Show is sponsored by Big Belly Barbecue. If you're looking to get a plate or looking to try something different, hit up Timothy Brunfield, Timothy D. Brunfield on Facebook, Fat Boy the Chef on Instagram. Big Belly Barbecue is the name of his company. He specializes in fried lobster tail, lobster mac and cheese, Cajun wings, the works, etc., etc. He has all that and more. Like I said, if you're looking to get catered, he'll take care of you. You will not be disappointed. Big Belly Barbecue is the name of his company. Fat Boy the Chef on Instagram. Timothy D. Brunfield on Facebook. Check them out. All right, let's get to the show.
Guess what? We coming back at you. Sure will. We ain't playing no games. We gonna cross that finish line, y'all. I'm cross the finish line. Finish line. I'm cross the finish line. Finish line. I'm cross the finish line. Finish line. I'ma go out there, get mine. As a motherfucking beat drop. Tell you something.
Hey yo! Good evening. Welcome into the best sports show going on the net right now. It's the Fanatical Massholes Show for the sports fanatics by fellow sports fanatics. It's your boy Mizzo holding it down today. Solo dolo. We got a good show for y'all today. But first, before I do that, I want to say Happy New Year to everybody out there, all the supporters. Wish you well. Wish you success. Great fortune, all that good stuff, leaving all the negativity behind in 2024. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. We got a good show for y'all today. We're gonna get into Saquon Barkley sitting for the last regular season game. He's only 102 yards away from breaking the record. We're gonna talk about that. Jimmy Butler is requesting a trade with the Miami Heat. Where will they go? What will the Miami Heat get for him? You know, and they also suspended him for 7 games. We'll talk about that as well. The Pro Bowl came out. Pro Bowl rosters came out. We'll talk about that as well. Think and stay, keep rocking with us, man. I appreciate all your support. But as always, like, subscribe, share, comment. Like I just said, support the movement. All right, let's get to it. First off, the biggest story going on this week, Saquon Barkley sits 102 yards away from breaking the rushing record. Single season rushing record set by Eric Dickerson. 2,105 yards. That's what Eric Dickerson set back in 1984. Saquon Barkley right now has 2,003. That's where he's at right now. He's playing the Giants, so that would be even that's like a double reason to play, double whammy. You know what I'm saying? Break the record, stick it to the team that didn't want to pay you, knowing that the owner said he's going to lose sleep if he goes to a division rival, which Saquon did, and Saquon has been shining all season. He's the reason why they are where they're at in the standings, and they definitely have a good chance to win the Super Bowl. But yeah, he's not going to play, obviously, because the Eagles have no chance of getting to the number 1 seed to have it a bye, so they will be playing next week. We don't know who they're playing yet. And that's the reason for sitting Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, and also as well as Saquon Barkley. I mean, before I get to my opinion, let's listen to what Saquon Barkley talking about.
You asked me, what I like to do. We had a conversation. And he called me back, let me know that we're probably going to be resting. And my reaction was kind of like I told my family. Obviously, my family, probably wanted a little bit more than me. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is winning football games and winning the playoffs. So I got a bigger goal in mind.
What was your message for that?
I mean, he asked me if I wanted to play, if I want to go for it. I said on Sunday, I probably didn't care too much for it. When I slept on it, it was an opportunity to implant my name in football history. May never get another opportunity like that again. So I'm down, but at the end of the day, I don't care for putting the team at risk. He's the head coach for a reason. He makes those decisions, and whatever decision he wanted to make, I let him know if you want me to play, I'm gonna go out there and make sure I get it. If we don't, I'm okay with that too.
Isn't it crazy that?
All right. So you just heard that from Saquon Barkley. I mean, there's 2 sides to this. I can see from the standpoint of longevity, winning the Super Bowl, yeah, definitely sit them out because they don't have a bye. Sit them out this week. There's your bye. play, and then you obviously you hope you play 4 more games: wild card, division, NFC championship, and the Super Bowl. Yeah, that's the perfect world. But what if they don't get there anyway? What if they lose next week? What if they lose the week after that? The point is, if you're gonna sit Saquon Barkley out, so now this is where the fandom comes in. If you're gonna sit Saquon Barkley out for him not to get the record when he's 102 yards away against a Giants team who Jonathan Taylor just went off for about $140 on him last week, around there. You know what I mean? Like you should play him. Let him get that record. He might get it in the first quarter. He'll definitely get it by halftime. You know, the Giants aren't really, I'm not going to say they're not trying to win, but they're trying to get in draft position, you know, to pick one of the quarterbacks out there, whether it's Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward. So, I mean, as a fan, as a person who wants to see him break that record, yeah, get that record. But at the same time, I get it that you sit him out and prepare for the Super Bowl run. But if you don't get to the Super Bowl, this is going to be criticized. I mean, forget 10th degree. This is going to be up and down criticized, and it's going to fall squarely at the feet of Nick Sirianni. This decision right here might be the firing offense for Nick Sirianni. This might be it. If they don't get to the Super Bowl, if they don't win the Super Bowl, put it like that. You sat him for what? To not win the Super Bowl? If you did this, now you have to win the Super Bowl. You just put more pressure on yourselves, Nick Sirianni, the Eagles. You know what I mean? Regardless, it's going to be pressure, but this is even more pressure. Don't get me wrong. It's just a record, but at the same time, you're sitting and preparing for the playoff run when he's 101 yards away from history. History. I don't think anybody else is going to touch this record, running back wise. I don't think so. If he passes this, I don't think anybody else is going to get close. I really don't. There's only been seven running backs? Yeah, 6-7 running backs. To break 2,000 yards. I mean, it's obviously Eric Dickerson, Adrian Peterson, Jamal Lewis, Chris Johnson. Who else was it? Now, Saquon Barkley. There's one, Barry Sanders, 6. So the 6 guys that have done it. I might be missing somebody else, but yeah, there's 6 guys that have done that. Yeah, come on, man. He has a chance right now to break the record all time. And they're not gonna let him do it. He's rolling with it. And you know what? I respect. That's why I like Saquon. I've grown to respect Saquon a lot more. Not that I didn't respect him, but seeing him in Philly, that you seen earlier this season when he had like a buck. I think he might have like a $170. Or I think it was maybe the Giants, somebody else. And Nick Sirianni went over to him like, "Hey man, you're close to the record. What you want to do?" He's like, "Now let them other guys eat." Respect. He's the ultimate team guy. That's what you want. No question. No question. He's not a selfish guy. He's not a me guy. He wants the team. He wants the ultimate goal. He wants to win. No doubt. But damn, to be 102 yards away from the record and just to be told, "Now you're going to sit." Whew. Again, that puts a lot more pressure on the Eagles. Puts a lot more pressure on the Eagles to win this Super Bowl this year. A lot more pressure. They got to get there now. They don't get there. Listen, man, it's curtains for Nick Sirianni. He's toast. I mean, if they don't get there, even if, say, Saquon would have got the record, I think if they don't get there, he's going to probably get fired anyway, but this just puts a lot more pressure on him. I know people are like, well, which one is it? It's both. How about that? You know what I'm saying? That makes you feel any better. It's both. The pressure was this high. Now it's high that you sat him down. You know what I mean? That you're going to sit him out knowing he's 102 yards away from the record. You know what I mean? But I see it from both ways. I get it. I get it from both sides. But me as a fan, I want to see him break that record. I do. I want to see him at least try to go for it and try to break the record. I would have wanted to see him do that. But now we'll never know. He's still in history. He's one of they ain't been 10 guys to do it. You know what I'm saying? He's one of 6 to get to 2,000 yards as a running back. Respect to Saquon Barkley. All right. Let's get to some of the Pro Bowl rosters though. Now let's get to that. So, I mean, some of the notables, your usual suspects is in here. Quarterbacks from both leagues. We got Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson. Now, this is where the tricky one's going to be in NFC. You got Jared Goff, my boy Jaden Daniels, and Sam Darnold. We'll get to snubs in a second, or who I think should be there in a second. Running backs, Derrick Henry, Joe Mixon, you know what I mean? Jonathan Taylor in the AFC. NFC, Saqoun Barkley, Jahmyr Gibbs, Josh Jacobs. You know what I mean? Jamar Chase, Jerry Jeudy, Nico Collins, Zay Flowers, wide receivers. NFC, Justin Jefferson. Oh, man. Amon-Ra St. Brown, sorry. CeeDee Lamb and Terry McLaurin. My guy, Terry McLaurin, let's go. Come in and stand up. Let's get it. George Kittle, tight end. George Kittle and Trey McBride are tight ends for the NFC. Tight ends for the AFC, Brock Bowers and Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce was fourth in the league. Brock Bowers was seventh in the league in receptions. Brock Bowers balled out this year as a rookie. He balled out. I mean, I question the Raiders pick. I'm sorry, excuse me, Brock Bowers, but damn, it's a good pick. They still probably should have. They probably should have tried to do something else, but it's looking like a pretty good pick right now. They're proving a lot of people wrong in that pick with Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers is going to be an All-Pro, perennial All-Pro, I should say, and he's trending up there. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go too far yet, but he's going to be definitely a perennial All-Pro. Defense: Myles Garrett, Trey Hendrickson, Max Crosby. Let's go. What's my man's name? Cam Hayward, Chris Jones, Matabuke, Nick Bonito. That's the linebackers from the Denver Broncos. Khalil Mack, LA Chargers. Roquan Smith, Zaire Franklin. Obviously, DBs. We got Patrick Surtain, the second. Marlon Humphrey, Denzel Ward, Darryl Stingley. Safeties, I should say. Minka Fitzpatrick, Kyle Hamilton, and Derwin James. NFC, we got Nick Bosa, Micah Parsons, Rashawn Gary, Jalen Carter from the Eagles. He's a stud. Defensive lineman, another Georgia. He's a stud. He wrecks games. You have to know where number 98 is at all times on the field. You have to. He's going to destroy your whole game plan. He destroys everything. He's nice. You know what I mean? He would have been probably number one. Obviously, we know about the off-field things that happen, but he should have been number one. But whatever, it happens. He's gonna prove it. He's gonna get the big bag when it's time comes. Yeah, bag's gonna be hefty. It's gonna be heavier than him. He's gonna have to on some he's like you know what I mean. One of them gifts for the kids, Santa sleigh. He can't even carry it over his shoulder. That's how big the bag's gonna be for Jalen Carter. He's gonna get the big bag when it comes down to it when he comes up for free agency. But that's enough about him, because forget about Georgia and the Eagles. Commanders all day. Obviously, like I said, Dexter Lawrence, Vita Vea, you know what I mean, from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Two from the Minnesota Vikings are linebackers, Greenard and Van Ginkel. No, that's great. Fred Warner, perennial All-Pro all the time. Zach Braun from the Eagles. Cornerbacks, Jalen Johnson, Byron Murphy, J.C. Horn, Devin Witherspoon. Safeties, Xavier McKinney, Buda Baker, and Byron Branch. So now, I don't mind the list at all. I would have my only problem is probably Travis Kelce. I feel like that's a popularity pick. I said it. Don't cancel me. The few people that I got, don't cancel out my joint. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's because of his girlfriend. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's a popularity contest. It was kind of close, but I mean, there was a couple of tight ends who had better numbers than him. Not by a lot, but they still had better numbers than him. You know what I mean? So Travis Kelce had 823 yards and 3 touchdowns. Let me see what we got for my tight ends. I had them over here. Hold on, let me find them. Jonnu Smith, he had 79 catches, 828, and 7 touchdowns. Now 5 more yards, but he had 7 more touchdowns. Don't get me wrong. Travis Kelce's still Travis Kelce, but he just didn't have that impact this year. He just did not have that impact. Now I get it. Jonnu Smith, his team is Dolphins are fighting for a playoff spot. And they got Snoop Huntley going. I'm not saying he's not good, but it's not Tua Tagovailoa going Sunday against the Jets. So the Dolphins might not even make the playoffs. So I get maybe that's why they put him in there. It feels like they put guys on there whose teams were definitely in the playoffs. Everybody on this list whose teams is pretty much either in or gonna make it. So obviously Joe Burrow had to be. His team might not make the playoffs, and they need a lot of help, but his numbers are crazy. Way over 4,000 yards, 42 touchdowns, 8 picks. So you got to put him in there. Obviously, Lamar Jackson's doing his thing. But Jaden Daniels, that's my guy. Of course, he's going to be the offensive rookie of the year. But Baker Mayfield had a better year than him. Baker Mayfield had a way better year than him to me. You know, Baker Mayfield threw for what? Over 30. Baker Mayfield threw for like over almost 4,000 yards. He's got like over 35 touchdowns. Let me look this up right though. Let me get y'all right. Because I don't want to be out here just saying stuff to say stuff. Yeah, Baker Mayfield, 4,200 yards. You know what I mean? 4,200 yards, 39 touchdowns, 15 picks. Jaden Daniels, 3,500 yards, 25 touchdowns, 9 picks. Listen, I love my guy Jaden Daniels. He's only going to get better. But Baker Mayfield lit it up this year. And remember, Chris Godwin went down with a broken foot. And like week 8, he's been without Chris Godwin majority of the season. Still lighting it up. Bucks are smashing. They putting up big numbers, except for against the Cowboys. Other than that, Bucks still been putting up numbers without Chris Godwin. Baker Mayfield's doing his thing. So, yeah, I think he should have been in over my guy, Jaden Daniels. I ain't going to lie to you. I ain't going to hold you there. That's what I think. That's just my pick. Let's see some of the other snubs notable. James Cook, they had him there, but he didn't even got 1,000 yards. That's what I'm going off what some of the, like, I think it was ESPN or maybe CBS I was looking at some of the snubs. Danielle Hunter had a case, the defensive lineman for the Houston Texans. You know, man, he got 12 sacks, second in sacks. His QB pressures, 19%. You know, that's great. I mean, he's up there. Like he wreaks havoc. He wreaks havoc. So I would have kept him. I would have probably put him in as well. But who do you take out? Man, in the AFC, you're gonna take out Cam Hayward. You're gonna take out Chris Jones. You're gonna take out Madubuike. I don't know. You know, I don't. Yeah, that's a tough one. Those are tough ones, man, right there. Wide receivers though, Brian Thomas Jr. From Jacksonville. Yeah, he got a case. He's got a case. I mean, they put Nico Collins in there. Nico Collins don't even got 1,000 yards. He got 968 yards on 63 catches and 6 touchdowns. You know what I mean? Brian Thomas did his thing. But again, that's why I said it's like they put the playoff team, the guys who are on the playoff teams that making the playoffs, they put them in. And the guys who are on the fringe are definitely not going to make it in Brian Thomas's case. He's not making it. The Jaguars are awful. You know what I mean? So, yeah, they put him in. Listen. List is subjective. It's kind of like it's the NBA All-Star game. Who you pick, who you go with. You know, it's kind of like it's a popularity contest. You know what I mean? But again, wide receivers wise too, there's a couple other guys that could have had a case over Nico Collins. Lad McConkey, Georgia guy. Damn, tired of these dudes. 79 yards, 79 catches, I'm sorry. Over 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns. Garrett Wilson, 97. Again, he's been targeted a lot, but 97 catches. Over 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns. Cortland Sutton, almost 1,000, 983. He'll break it probably this week. 7 touchdowns. And Devontae Adams, he should break it. 975 yards, 7 touchdowns. Listen, Nico, cool. Yeah, I get it, but it just seems like they put the guys in who are making the playoffs over the guys who have better numbers, but teams are either fringe or going home soon as the last whistle blows, pause, on the game this Sunday, and it's 1-2-3 Cancun. That's what it seemed like it happened to me. That's how I see it. But let me know how you see it. You know what I mean? Comment, like, subscribe, share, comment, support, and all that good stuff. All right. Matter of fact, we're gonna go. Before I go to break, we're gonna do my locks. So the games I'm looking forward to first. Let's do that. So the games I'm looking forward to see how the Commanders kind of do. I don't know if Jaden Daniels is going to play, but let's see how we end this season on a good note going into the playoffs. We're playing the Cowboys. I believe we're a 6.5-point favorite. You know, no CeeDee Lamb. Let's get it done. Cowboys might. I don't know. They can't play spoiler because what are they spoiling? They can send us to the 7th seed and we go play the Eagles. All right, cool. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens there. But obviously, I'm looking forward to that. The 2 games tomorrow, the 2 matchups tomorrow night. Browns, Ravens, Steelers, Bengals. That's it. Ravens win, they win the division. Then what do the Steelers do? Do the Steelers play everybody and try to play spoiler to the Bengals? Or do they say, we're just going to rest and we'll play. We got next week anyway. We're going, you know what I mean? We see who we play. And then it's up to the Broncos to win as well, too. So I'm looking at a few games. And then obviously the big matchup Sunday night for the number 1 seed. And the crazy thing is we're going to have the first team that's going to win 14 games and be a 6 or 7 seed, 5, 6, or 7 seed. This is going to be a team that won 14 games and is going to be playing on wild card weekend on the road, not even hosting a game. They're going to be on the road. That's crazy. But that's NFL now. This is what this is. No more 2 teams get a bye, 1 team get a bye, man. Win your games, bro. Win your games. Everybody said the regular season don't matter. If you add more teams, I get you. I bet you ain't thinking that now. When one of these teams is going to win 14 games and be going on the road next Sunday or Saturday to play in a wild card game. That's crazy. That's crazy. But those are the games we're looking forward to. Here's my picks though. Before we end it out, let's get to the record. Hold on, let's get to our records. Let's see how we did this week. All right, so Lex is still 52-28. Wakil is Wakil went 5-0. So now Wakil is 55-29-1. So he takes the lead. So Wakil's 55-29-1. Lex is 52-28. I went, so where did I go? Oh, I took the Chargers, the Broncos lost, took the Cardinals. Cardinals got thumped, I think. No, Cardinals kept it close. I took the Eagles, and then I took the Panthers to lose. So I went 3-2. So now I am 47-37-1. So that's my record. So the records is like this. Wakil 55-29-1. 55-29-1. Lex 52-28. I'm 47-37-1. And Marquis 38-13. All right, here's my locks. So starting tomorrow, I got the Browns plus 20. I know the spread is 20. The Ravens are favored by 20. I think the Browns go out with some type of pride. Browns plus 20. Eagles plus 2.5 over the Bengals. At the Bengals. Oh, no, hosting the Bengals, I should say. Panthers plus 7.5 at the hosting at the Falcons, I'm sorry. Buccaneers, I got the Buccaneers minus 14 at the hosting the Saints. And I got the Jets plus 1 at the Dolphins. I think the Jets go out with a bang. Whatever, not a bang, but just, hey, win the game. They'll get to Snoop Huntley and hand that out. So that's what I got. Those are my picks right there. Like, subscribe, share, comment. Your boy Mizzo. Keep it locked. Right back after this. Fanatical Massholes.
We ain't playing no games. We gonna cross that finish line, y'all. I'ma cross the finish line. Finish line. I'ma cross the finish line. Finish line. I'ma cross the finish line. Finish line. I'ma go out there, get mine. As a motherfucking beat drop. Tell you something now. I'm here. Ain't nowhere for hell.
Yo, Fanatical Massholes Show is right back at y'all. Your boy Mizzo. Still holding with y'all. All right. Here we go. So, college football playoffs happened over the weekend. Started Friday, ended yesterday. Had to be delayed, obviously, due to the terrorist attack in New Orleans. Sad day. I apologize. I should have started with that. We'd be remiss without saying my condolences go out to the loved ones. Excuse me, the 15 people that lost their lives. Everybody that's injured, hope y'all get better, get well soon. And, just praying for the city of New Orleans. Hearts go out to New Orleans, again, the families. Just America as a whole, man. We got to figure out what's going on out here and stop the madness, because this is whatever's going on is crazy. You can have your religious beliefs, but beliefs aren't necessarily truths. That's what I got to say about that. Beliefs aren't truth. Beliefs lead to a lot of things happening, like what happened. It's just a belief. Beliefs doesn't make it true. Beliefs make you do things that you shouldn't really want to do, and it takes you out of your character. Don't let your beliefs eat you alive and take you to a place where you shouldn't want to go. And obviously, there's other things going on with the brother, but we're not going to really get into that. That's a whole nother show, but it's really more about the victims. Our condolences go out to them. Senseless crime that shouldn't have happened. Tragedy that shouldn't have happened. Terrorist attack that shouldn't have happened. And, we'll move forward and hopefully become better as a nation. All right, though. So let's get back into what I was talking about with the football games. Listen, all the teams that had byes lost. Let's start with Boise State, which a lot of people had that anyway. You know, Penn State does what they do. They basically held them down. Ashton Denty didn't do anything really. He had about 40 yards. They put him in check. They put him in the chokehold. That was it. You know, maybe that's a bad choice of words. They basically locked him down. Basically, how about that? They put the clamps on him, and there was really nothing much Ashton Denty could do the whole night. Boise State had chances, and they just couldn't capitalize it. And obviously Penn State did. That one big run by, I believe, Singleton broke it open basically for good, and that was it. Penn State wins 31-14. Texas outlasts Arizona State. Now, that game looked like it was going to be over. You know what I mean? But Arizona State clawed back 24-8 and made it a game. Obviously brought in overtime. Cam Scatterboo did his thing. You know, 30 rushes, 142 yards, 2 touchdowns. He was the MVP of the game in a losing effort. Even though Quint Ewers went off. 322 yards, 3 touchdowns. Big 4th and 15 conversion in overtime. 13, I should say. Got my man going down the seam, hit him. Woo! Nice pose route. Got behind the defense. There it is. You know, that was definitely, it was a good game. That was the better game. That was the best game probably of the whole playoff. That game right there. Out of all the playoff games, the whole 8, that was the best game. Texas and Arizona State. And obviously they got the controversial no targeting call that they said, you know what I mean? That was again not called against Texas. That a lot of people said should have been called. Letter of the law. Yeah, it should have been called. He led with his helmet. He didn't lead with the crown, but still was helmet to helmet. That should be called 9 times out of 10. That would have been called. It wasn't. Obviously, that might have put Arizona State in a position to go down, kick the field goal to win the game, and that obviously didn't happen. So, yeah, I mean, listen, there's a bang call. Things happen. Arizona State still had a chance, though. You was up in overtime, and you had them in 4th to 13. You got to stop them. Sit. It wasn't 4th to 3. It wasn't 4th to 7. It was 4th to 13. Complete a pass, not only for the first down, but for a touchdown. So, yeah. Arizona State, you got nobody to blame but yourself, champs. Good effort, though. Good effort. Cam Scatterboo, he definitely risen up in the draft boards. Kid's nice. He said he was the best running back in the country. You might have proved it on that day. I still like Ashton Denty, but Cam Scatterboo definitely did his thing. He definitely showed himself and said, hey, I'm here. Now the nation knows who he is, and we'll see what happens for him going forward. But definitely, that was a great game. The game that everybody thought probably should have been the best game, Ohio State, Oregon, over by halftime. That game was done by halftime. Ohio State was up 31-0. Oregon does come down. I think they scored 31-7. It ends up being 41-21, but it wasn't even that close. Jeremiah Smith went off, 7 touchdowns, 7 catches, 187 yards, 2 touchdowns. Will Howard had 3 TDs. Bang! Ohio State they're the team to beat. Nobody's going to beat them. It doesn't matter who it is. It's not Penn State, not Texas. A lot of people say it could be or Notre Dame or Penn State. Texas plays too sloppy, but if Texas plays how they played in the beginning of the season, this season, Texas can give them a game and maybe squeak out a win. But I think Ohio State wins that by double digits, and I think they win every game from here on out by double digits. Period. They win this game and they win the national championship by double digits. Nobody can keep up with them. Not a team that's playing in this tournament right now. The rest of this college football playoff could beat Ohio State. Period. They ain't gonna get close. Ohio State's on a revenge tour. I mean, maybe what should have happened is Michigan should have but Ohio State should have beat Michigan. Maybe they would have let their guard down. Again, I'm just talking crazy as a fan. Fanatics, that's what we do. You know what I'm saying? But this might have been the best thing for Ohio State. Lose this game, get the fire lit up under you. Everybody, the whole time, ever since the clock hit zeros on that game against Michigan, fire Ryan Day. What's going to happen, Ryan Day? And obviously, they were saying if he lost to Tennessee, fire him. They went out there and they smashed Tennessee, which I called that, knew that. When they took care of business against Oregon, smashed them. Now, for everybody that's saying, well, this whole, so now what do you do? So now, what do you say about the teams who had the byes and they lost? I mean, either prepare better or what are you gonna do? I mean, listen, here's my proposal. If again, I don't know what else more we can complain about. We complained, everybody complained last week when it was Indiana getting smashed, Ohio State smashing Tennessee, SMU getting smashed by Penn State, and Texas smashing Clemson. Then they shouldn't have been there. So this team shouldn't have been there. That team shouldn't have been there. And now it's gonna if this happens, I haven't heard a lot about it, but some people have mentioned this. Well, the buys played a factor. What more do you want? You got the buys and y'all still lost. You know what I mean? I forgot about Georgia. Georgia lost to Notre Dame. No, that game wasn't even. It was an ugly game. You know, really, it was really turnovers by Georgia. They was marching down the field early in the game, towards the end of the first quarter, had it in the red zone. Trevor Etienne fumbled. No, there goes that. Towards the end of the first half, in their own zone, basically in their own end, strip sack fumble on Gunnar Stockton. Notre Dame scores a touchdown. It's 13-3. Then right out of the halftime, kickoff return, Harrison takes it all the way down, takes it for a touchdown. Now it's 20-3. That's it. That was the ball game. That was the ball game right there. Georgia couldn't muster any offense. Gunnar Stockton, he did make some good throws that I liked, but the offensive line let him down. This game was basically won in the line of scrimmage. And you know how that's the cliche that they say. It was literally won at the line of scrimmage. Notre Dame bullied and out-physicaled Georgia on both sides of the ball the whole game. Georgia made plays, a lot of mistakes they made too as well, but they just and that was it. They couldn't make up for the mistakes, and they couldn't capitalize when they made the big plays. That was the problem in that game. That was basically the whole game. You know, again, if Georgia doesn't fumble both times, that's at least 3 points. You know what I mean? And then if they don't fumble that time before the half, that's not a touchdown score by Notre Dame. So that's only 17 if you still give them the kickoff. So yeah, that's the story of the game on that game. But anyway, back to what I was saying about as far as the buys. I mean, look, they had the buys and they lost them. Here's my solution. If you don't want that, then because it's just kind of like if we're gonna do that, it's kind of like in baseball. A team that might sweep a team and they're on 7 days rest, they've been hot. The other team has a grueling 7-game series. We've seen it in 07. Red Sox and the Rockies. Rockies swept through the National League. You know what I mean? They swept through the Diamondbacks. And it was another team they swept. Anyway, they get to the World Series. Red Sox had a grueling 7-game series against the Indians. Came back from 3-1. And what did they happen when they met the Rockies in the World Series? They swept them. Rockies got cold. That might not be the only reason. That's part of the reason. They didn't play baseball for 7 days. While the Red Sox were grinding out and still kind of in rhythm. I think that happens a lot in college football because they all get 20 days off. But see, in this time, Notre Dame just played last week. Penn State played. Ohio State played. Texas played. These other teams didn't. You know, they had another week's rest as opposed to what Notre Dame and them guys had. They had a couple weeks through 2 or 3 weeks. You know what I mean? 2 weeks, whatever the case is. These guys had about, 2 3 weeks. Around there, 2 3 weeks, about a month. And these guys had a little more than that. Nah, man, you can't do that. Like, if that's the case, if that's what we're going to use, then let's do it like this. They're going to add 4 more teams soon anyway. So just add the damn 4 more teams. 16 teams, here we go. We play from the jump. Boom. Whatever your record is, no more buys. You get your excuse me. Whatever your record is, you're at home. So the high just reseed. So that means that Georgia, Ohio State, Notre Dame, Penn State, you can get 2 to 3 games at home. And then if you're the higher seed, you get to pick which bowl you play in. So if it's Georgia, we're gonna play in the Peach Bowl. Bet. You know what I mean? If it's Ohio State, we're gonna play Fiesta Bowl, Rose Bowl. Bet. But play soon as that's it. Soon as the last game, around Thanksgiving? All right. Thanksgiving break, maybe give them each team 2 weeks off. That's it. Come December 2nd, we playing. Oh no, because I forgot they got the never mind. They got the championship games in December 2nd around there first weekend in December. Then after that, that's when you should do it. You know, if you want to give them a week off and play it, they're starting like the 16th. All right, cool. Do it just like that. You know, lump the bowl games and lump them in. But, you know, maybe don't give them 3 weeks off, month off. I don't know if that would have mattered in any of these games, though, but I'm just saying. If people are going to complain about that, then let's do that, too, because, again, they're going to add 16 teams anyway. We can't keep complaining. It is what it is. This is the system. I mean, as far as my like what I would say to fix it is that, too, as well, 16 teams. You know, soon as the last championship game is played, give them a week off, each team, let's go. Let's get it going. But as far as like ways to fix it, personally, I would say the stipulations is, okay, you got to play at least 2 to 3. You got to play at least 2 to 3 top 25 teams out of conference. That's it. You got to play 2 to 3 top 25 teams out of conference to qualify for the CFP. See what they do. See what they do. You know what I mean? Make it tougher. Play teams. Because everybody's mad about Indiana not playing anybody. And they didn't. And then they played Ohio State, got smashed. They played Notre Dame in the playoff, got smashed. Period. So do that. Make that a stipulation. Shit, let's do it. I mean, college football is the wild, wild west anyway. Let's make it more wilder. That's it. You know what I mean? All right. We'll look forward to so let me see. I'm not gonna get my picks though. I'll get my picks in, next week for the games. But yeah, it's definitely advantage and when it comes to both games. I say Penn State got the advantage, and obviously Ohio State got the advantage over Texas. Penn State over Notre Dame got the advantage, and Ohio State over Texas got the advantage. All right. So now before we get out of here, man, breaking news comes in. Not breaking news, but Jimmy Butler wants to trade. That was not the breaking news. That was kind of news yesterday. The breaking news is the Miami Heat suspended him 7 games for conduct detrimental to a team. He's been suspended 7 games, and now they're listening to offers. Because remember, Pat Riley and them and the whole Heat organization said, we're not trading Jimmy Butler. We're not trading him. And Jimmy came out yesterday and basically said, I just want to find my joy. Well, the day before, I want to find my joy. He said, I love living in Miami, but I'm happy living in Miami, but I'm not happy playing for the team anymore. I'm not happy playing for the organization. Again, remember what Pat Riley said last season? Because Jimmy Butler came out after the Celtics beat the Heat in 5. If I was playing, it wouldn't have happened. Pat Riley said, yo, bro, shut your mouth. Just go play. You wasn't out there, so shut your mouth. Relax. And, obviously, they wanted him to play out his contract, or they want him to play better for them to give him an extension. They wanted to see more from him, kind of prove it. Jimmy probably feels he didn't have to do that. I guess he lost some joy. They're saying it's contract detrimental. I don't see what the contract detrimental to the team is, but it's time for both parties to move on. Where I would like to see Jimmy go, obviously Brooklyn. Come to the Nets, baby. Let's get it done. You know what I'm saying? Brooklyn. Brooklyn Zoo. Let's go. Let's come to the Nets. But if not, I'd definitely like to see him with the Suns. Yeah. Him, KD, Devin Booker. Definitely. That's definitely something I would love to see. Or even with Steph and the Warriors. Wouldn't mind that. But me, put him on the Suns. That would be dope. That would be real, real dope. That would be fire right there. I would like that. That would be dope. As an NBA fan, I would love to see that. Definitely love to see that. Listen, it's been a great show. I'd like to thank y'all so much for joining me tonight. This has been the Fanatical Massholes Show. Catch us every Sunday around 12 o'clock on YouTube, Spotify. Like I said, like, subscribe, share, comment, support the movement. We love y'all. We appreciate you so much for joining.
Guess what? We coming back at you. Sure.
We'll catch y'all next week. Peace and blessings. We out. Later.
That finish line, y'all. I'm across the finish line. Finish line. I'm across the finish line. Finish line. I'm across the finish line. Finish line. I'ma go out there, get mine.